All right, so I'm going to give you guys some insights now on how to trade 2024 with your bots. And I know a lot of you guys are heavy into the bots and you want to know how to manage your risk. So I think you'll see as soon as we hit my my slide here, the number one thing that we learned from the last halving cycle was longs only on those alts, especially the low cap alts during the bull runs. Okay, this is so important. Yes, I mean we want to be able to say all my shorts are going to be perfect, it's going to be fine. But here's the thing: when you're trading on leverage with shorts, right? What can happen is a short can run way over 100%, right? We're looking at some low cap alts that will pump 10x, 100x, and so this will liquidate your account. So we really want to make sure you guys are just going long only especially when the market is really pumping. Okay, and so yeah, if you can manage your risk properly on shorts, you know, it is possible to survive, right? But it's not worth the risk of liquidating your account. Unless you maybe, you know, unless you isolate some of your capital and do it that way. So you know, the isolated leverage, that maybe then it's possible. But you know, I'm going to say as a general rule, let's just stay away from those shorts and work on longs. And you know, trading with bots on spot longs only is a great way to do it. Right, this is a much lower risk of liquidation and still great gains in there. Okay, and the other thing about trading only with longs is that you know during a bull run, you know, there are 30% plus dumps during bull runs. It's true, but you know they're eventually going to come back until we reach all-time highs, and we just discussed that where those all-time highs might be in the upcoming bull run. All right, and so I want to make sure you guys are all on this and longs only. All right, now for SAR users, I really want you guys to be focusing on the long degen trend condition. You know, this a lot of price action is going to happen in the long degen, and so rather than meet strategy where you're focusing on medium and higher trend conditions, really what you want to do is just focus on long degen, maximizing your trades in long degen, but then having very aggressive filtering for tops. Okay, and this means going on your MFI and really looking at like a 60 to 70 on MFI filtering. Same with ADX, right? You want to sort of be maxing that out at 40 or 50 on the high range of ADX, and low range about 20. So this is really where you need to be able to know that when we do hit those highs, you're not going to get bagged up, because you don't want to have to try to survive through 30% dumps during those inevitable drawdowns. All right, and yeah, and so I think I may have an example for you guys here. No, we don't really. But yeah, it will really, like I say, we're really going to be staying in the long degen trend condition a lot. So meet strategy, not as helpful here, right? Maybe meet the degen meet strategy you can start to look at, but really this is where the default trend strategy and the degen trend strategies really come into their own, is during the bull run. We were not talking about those strategies very much during the corrections, right? But now that we're going into bull run, then this is where the trend strategies, you know, your 15, 1 hour, 4 hour daily, they're really going to line up very, very well. And if you do want to have a little bit less long degen, then you can perhaps move up to the higher time frames on your SAR. But like I say, most of the time we're down here and in the 1 minutes. So I would just look at that. All right, so DCA strategy. Now we talked about the dumps that can happen during the bull runs, and so 30% drawdown is completely normal, right? It doesn't mean we're going to zero, right? This is because everything gets over leveraged in bull runs, and so you just have to be prepared for it, okay? And that means on your DCA strategy, don't liquidate at 30%. That's basically what it means, right? If you are maxed out on all your active trades and at a 30% drawdown, you need to make sure that is not a liquidation situation. Okay, and so how do you do that? Yeah, watch your max active, right? 4 is a good number. We usually say 4 to 6, but I like to just rock a 4 max active. Yeah, and then keeping your base order and safety orders small, right? It depends which indicator you're using, right? For SAR, it's definitely a 1 to 2%, 2.5 at the most. And then for rapid fire, depending on your setup and what assets you're trading, you can go a bit higher, up to 5%. But really, what we're looking at is how big are the safety orders, right? And so really making sure that you're not heavily DCAing down there. And that also means looking at your multiplier rather than doing a 2x martingale style, with 5 safety orders. You can definitely look at doing the 1.5 times multiple using 7 safety orders, give yourself more points of being able to catch those reversals and getting out of your trades. And then the last thing I'll say about DCA strategy, and especially if you find yourself bagged up in these drawdowns, right? They can last a month or two, right? That's what happened during our first top and then dump during the last bull run. It was very brutal, and that's because the markets were so over leveraged. Everyone's saying, when 200K on the last bull run. It was crazy. We only topped out at 69K. This is really where you want to be able to not have to sweat out those long drawdowns. And so if you have profit trailer, you're already really good because you've got the EQ on there. And that basically what EQ does, I always bring this up, but I can't recommend the EQ from profit trailer enough. Okay, and basically what that means is, as you take your first buy here, and then when you DCA, you scale out of that DCA position as soon as price comes back, and it will look like a loss on the exchange, but this is actually a profitable trade because you're buying here, selling here, and then the same thing. Price draws down even further. You take another safety order or DCA order. You scale out of those as I personally I scale out very quickly, like 1%, and then I'm out of DCA orders. And this really reduces your risk. The other way, okay, actually I'll keep this up, is if you are trading with Wick Hunter with 3 commas, it's still possible to do this. Okay, you can manually put in trades and then do a partial sell of your position. Okay, so let's say most of the time your trades will be automatic, right? DCA automatically, safety orders. They'll put in that order. When you see price come back, don't wait for the break even or the take profit, right? You can scale out of those safety orders well before you reach take profit. and it will look like a loss on your 3 commas or Wick Hunter, but it's actually not, because as long as you don't sell more than your safety order, that is actually a profitable trade. You take that, buy 1,000 down there, wait till it's up 1%, that's a $10 profit. So don't immediately think that it's going to be a loss, okay, just because it's showing that on exchange. This is actually an amazing way to risk off on any drawdowns if you happen to be stuck on a big bag, right? And this is the worst thing. You don't want to be sweating during a bull run. You want to be making lots of profits, right? Collecting all your profits, because there will inevitably be another bear market, and you want to be sitting in lots of stable during those bear markets. All right. So yeah, I guess the other thing with getting a bag is that this is always amazing data to make sure you never get that bag again, right? And so I'll talk a little bit about this in the future, but make sure you see what conditions created that bag. Maybe your MFI wasn't aggressive enough, or your ADX, or your divs, whatever it was. Look at the conditions that created that bag and make sure it doesn't happen again, right? Add an extra, if your MFI was a 70, maybe make it a 60, just to make sure you don't catch that bag again. All right. So we'll move on to rapid fire now. How can we use rapid fire effectively? Now, you'll remember our last VIP, I gave a great session on how to adjust rapid fire for trend. Remember, this is not like SAR, it's not trend adjusting. You do need to adjust rapid fire for the trends. And as I recommended last time, having those alerts ready for each trend condition is going to be the ultimate setup at this point. Okay, and so if you can have some very bull market friendly alert settings, and then when price starts to top out, you can move to dump ready settings, basically more short heavy. But because we're following the rule of no longs, it's really just stay out of the market as price dumps. Okay, and yeah, and whenever you see a trend changing, this is the time to bring up your charts and see what they look like. See if make sure that the reversal, which is built into your rapid fire, is switching at those highs, right? You want to see like let me show you, like a nice reversal up here, right? It's reversing at the top, and Link is sort of doing that here. They're not perfect, but you're shorting to this bottom here, and so that's what you kind of want to look at, and make sure that it if it's shorts on a huge bull run, that's not good, right? You need to bring that up, and quite often to get a decent price action out of a bull run, you need to be at like 7, 8, 9, even 10 on your long setting. Okay, and yeah, I'm going to do a more advanced VIP on the rapid fire, but for now, let's just say you want to be very aggressive on longs for your bull run. Now, the last thing is I am working on automation so that we can get all the strategies and especially rapid fire reacting to trend conditions. Okay, this is a long-term project of mine. Hopefully we'll get something in 2024.